Hey guys, welcome back to my journey on how to forgive the unforgivable. My name is Amanda and this is video number 2 out of 4. Keep following me as today I'm talking about a tainted life. I have another memory, and this time I'm in kindergarten. I remember that there was an adult, one who worked at the school, who came into my classroom and told me that I needed to follow them. And not only did I need to follow them, but I needed to be quick about it, and I needed to be as silent as possible. She was actually taking me a way that I wasn't used to exiting the school, but I was told that it was very important that we exit a different way today. The next thing I remember after exiting the school is being in a police station. And there were a couple different police officers that were there. We had snacks, we had drinks, I even got a stuffed animal. So I was pretty happy, right? Remember, kindergarten, 5 years old. What they were doing is they were trying to find out what exactly had happened between myself and my dad. And that was just one side of it. On the adult side of things, what was actually going on is my dad was at my school. He had found me and he was trying to take me out of school without my mom knowing. What had happened is somewhere in the mix of it all, my aunt, the one who we had lived with before, she had found out that my dad was at the school trying to take us. And what happened is she decided to call the principal and tell the principal that she needed to keep my dad in her office until my aunt could get there. Well, as my aunt explains it, the principal didn't really want to go with that idea because she said that she couldn't. How my aunt explained it, she said that if she didn't, she would have her job. My aunt was pretty cool. From that situation on, I was able to escape a few different things. My dad did not end up kidnapping me, which was a good thing, and I was able to continue to go on with my life. However, this is the moment where my life became very tainted. I became the girl that always had to have extra papers filled out at every school I went to because he couldn't know where I was. I was the girl who had the extra check boxes checkmarked so that my picture couldn't be places, my phone number couldn't be in the directory or anything like that because he couldn't know where I was. My life was not only tainted with extra papers, but it began to be tainted with a whole lot of fear. I remember one time being in a car and riding in the back seat, and all of a sudden I had to put a beanie over my head and hide down on the back seat floor because he had found me. I remember one time he had found out where we lived, and so we had to go to a shelter for battered women, and I wasn't allowed to go to school, play outside, or go to my own house for a whole week. Being that young, that was rough. Also, I remember by the time I hit the 6th grade, I had moved 15 times because, once again, he found me. That was just what was going on the outside. Things on the inside of me were just as tainted. For example, by the time I hit the 5th grade, I started thinking to myself, man, I bet nobody else's life is this scary. I wonder what it would be like to be somebody else, not me. 5th grade rolled around and I realized I'm pretty sure I know that the food that I'm eating is not exactly something that I should be eating because, let's face it, I was the biggest friend that I had in my friend group. By the 6th grade, I was not okay with the way that I looked. 7th grade, there was a boy who used to tell me at this bus stop every time, "Hey, fatty, fatty, what are you doing waiting for the bus? Hey, fatty." Well, if he thought I was fat, maybe the things that were rolling around in my head, maybe they were true, or maybe not. By the 8th grade, there was another boy, and every day he came to school, he would have a new fat joke to tell me. "Amanda, you're so wide, you need red flags on the side of you so people don't get run over. Amanda, I'm going to get you a horn so that when you back up, people know you're coming. And then I'll bring a yellow sign that says, 'Wide load,' so they know." That was 2 people. So the thoughts in my head, they must be accurate, right? This crazy cycle didn't stop there. It kept going the older I got. Then I got into high school. By the 10th grade, I could tell you every single calorie that you had just consumed by what you had on your plate. I was memorizing labels. I had to make sure that I was skinny enough. Let me put some perspective on this. I was 5'5", 127 pounds. I was tiny already. However, because of the way that I felt, due to what my dad had done to me, I felt gross. I felt dirty. And when I looked in the mirror, I was huge and I didn't like it. Now, add on top of that crazy cycle, dating. Dating in high school. It was crazy. Somehow, all of these guys wanted to date me. I couldn't figure it out because obviously I wasn't skinny enough, so it didn't make sense in my brain. Either way, I started to date. Let's say that the guys that I picked, not all of them, but most of them, followed the same cycle of my dad. My dad was an addict, and being a victim of the addiction, there's a cycle that happens there. Your family tree starts to split. You will either marry it or become it. That's how the addiction cycle works. By the age of 22, I had found the guy that I wanted to marry. He was a soldier. I come from a very long line of military. I was going to be the best Army wife ever, I think. What happened is our marriage of 3+ years was very rocky, to say the least. I'm not saying that there weren't fun times. We had so much fun, met so many people that I totally miss even now, and got to visit lots of places. But on the interior of our house, our marriage was less than ideal. It was very rocky. I had my baggage from my dad, and of course, the person that I married had baggage as well. There was a lot of unfaithfulness that went into our marriage, and I just couldn't do it anymore. So, needless to say, that marriage ended in divorce. But after that marriage, I vowed, my next marriage, it wouldn't be like this. The next guy that I married, he would be perfect. I would really search for somebody who didn't have those same qualities as my dad. As you can see, this journey about forgiving the unforgivable is not just about the unforgivable sin. It's also about all of the people that have been involved in the journey. Thank you so much for watching this series. I hope you'll stay tuned next time for video number 3 called Breaking the Cycle.